Today, Bangkok is 34 degrees. I would say the weather in general is way better than living in the UK. You know, living in the UK, 6 months of the year, it's pretty cold, wet and miserable for the most part. The public transport system in Bangkok is amazing. It's grown so much from when I first lived here. Good afternoon everybody, and welcome back to another video. I can't believe it's been already 6 months that we've been living here in Bangkok, Thailand. Yeah, we arrived on September the 4th and it's now Thursday, March the 6th. So, you know, time has flown by. So I thought I would give you guys an insight into what has happened in the last 6 months. What's it really like to move abroad and live abroad as an expat? From the UK, or if you move from any kind of Western country, you would probably have a similar experience to what we've had. We've achieved a lot in the 6 months we've been here. There's been a lot of hard work, you know. Moving countries with family and a child is not easy. But yeah, we're going to get into it, get into the nitty gritty of the good stuff, the bad stuff, what we've achieved. So if you're interested into what it's like to move abroad as an expat, particularly in Thailand, feel free to watch on. Right, so let's tell you what we have achieved, what we've done since we've been here the last 6 months. Number one thing is the visa. If you've seen any of my previous videos, we did 2 visa runs, one to Laos, to Vientiane, which was a failure. Well, we renewed our short-term visa, but we didn't get the non-immigrant B visa that I needed for my work permit. Then a second one to Savannakhet, link in description below if you want to check out that video as well, of our visa run trip, which was interesting to say the least. So now I do have a work permit, so that's all done and dusted, so that is a big relief. However, we do have to extend it at the end of this month. We got 3 months on our current work permit. We've got to extend it again. So we've got to go to the immigration office in Cheng Watana to do that. But that's a different story. It's all pretty much sorted. Managed to open a bank account because I had a work permit. When I didn't have a work permit, I couldn't open a bank account. It wasn't like back in the day when you could just go into any bank as a tourist and open a bank account pretty much anywhere. They're really strict on it now. That's made life much easier. You know, paying bills online, not having to go to the 7-Eleven or to the office to pay stuff, buying stuff online as well. It's way easier, so that's really good. Settled into work nicely, which has been really busy recently, but I'm enjoying it for the most part. It has its challenges, as any job does, but that's one of the primary reasons we moved here. I had a good job secured here. Son is at school, he's settled in nicely. He goes to a British international school, wife is learning Thai so she can get a job, because it's very hard if you're not a teacher or in a certain profession. Right, so first of all, I want to talk about pollution, in particular air pollution. You may know Bangkok doesn't have the cleanest air in the world. Usually it's okay, it's not too bad. However, I think it was early February, for about 2 or 3 weeks, the pollution was really bad. They call it the PM 2.5, I think it's particulate matter 2.5, was really high as a result of farmers in Southeast Asian region, not just in Thailand, burning stuff in their fields, because that's what they do at this time of year. And it doesn't rain. It's like it was the cool season, kind of the end of the cool season, and so all this PM 2.5 came into Bangkok around a lot of Thailand, and it got so bad. I did a short video where I was wearing a mask. You had to go outside with a mask so you didn't breathe it in. It was really kind of smoggy. You couldn't see buildings from a far distance because of this air pollution. So that wasn't great. You felt kind of trapped at home. We bought an air purifier, so at least we had some fresh air at home. But you kind of felt trapped, like you couldn't go outside, you couldn't exercise. It really wasn't a very nice experience. However, countering that, I would say the weather in general is way better than living in the UK. You know, living in the UK, 6 months of the year, it's pretty cold, wet and miserable for the most part. Whereas here, you know, today it's bright blue skies and it's really hot. It's getting into the hot season now. So yeah, I would rather be too hot than too cold. And that sunshine just makes you feel a bit better, puts you in a better mood. So yeah, that's how I kind of counter the air pollution argument there. Then we can talk about the traffic. Bangkok is renowned for having super bad traffic. You know, if you get a taxi somewhere, you can be stuck in the traffic for literally hours, which should take maybe, you know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You could be stuck in there for hours. So generally we don't take taxis that much. I take a motorbike taxi to the SkyTrain, but that's a very short journey. That's like less than 5 minutes, costs 20 baht. But for longer journeys, I won't take motorbike taxis because they're too risky. And we take the SkyTrain. We take the underground. The public transport system in Bangkok is amazing. It's grown so much from when I first lived here. And it's really cheap. It's really efficient. I buy 35 trips, which last more than a month, for 1,150 baht. So that's what, less than 25 quid. Yeah, that's pretty much most of my commute paid for, yeah, for over a month. So yeah, cannot complain about that. We also have a free shuttle bus that goes from our condo to the SkyTrain. Sometimes I take that, but I'm impatient, so I prefer to get a motorbike taxi. Then let's talk about crowds. Now, Bangkok is a very congested, big, crowded city, particularly in the central areas where all the tourists are, all the office workers are, you know. Yeah, it's really crowded. So that can get quite stressful. You know, when you're traveling in rush hour, the trains can be really crowded. Sometimes you've got to wait for 3 or 4 trains because the platform are packed before you can actually get on the train. So yeah, you've got to get used to that. There's no other way of getting around it. Luckily, I don't have to travel in rush hour every day. It's only a couple of times a week. But yeah, that can get pretty stressful. On the flip side, I would say the convenience, you know, of the public transport, yeah, for what I just mentioned. Yeah, convenience, motorbike taxis if the traffic's not too bad. Convenience of the public transport infrastructure is just, yeah, really good. Cheap, clean, efficient, can't complain. And generally, you know, people are very respectful on the public transport, even when it's really busy. I would not like to see what it's like in London when it's busy like that. I don't think people would be as pleasant and respectful as they are here, generally speaking. So next, I'm going to talk about the lack of greenery in Bangkok. You know, compared to England, where I'm from, England is generally a very green and fertile place to live. Yeah, whether that be in the cities or outside, we've got loads of parks, yeah, loads of fields, forests, all that kind of stuff. However, Bangkok can be a bit of a concrete jungle, let's say. However, the BMA, the Bangkok Metropolitan Authority, have built a lot of parks recently. They're not huge, but yeah, it's getting a little bit greener. I've seen them put up trees on the side of roads. They've linked 2 of the biggest parks here, Lumpini Park with Benjakriti, I think it is. There's kind of a green walkway where you can cycle or jog between those 2 big parks in central Bangkok. So it is improving. It's not like Singapore, you know, it's nowhere near as green as Singapore, but it is getting better in that respect. On the flip side, and this is just my logic here, so it might not make any sense to you, we have a swimming pool, a massive gym in our condo, and a sauna. You know, you're not going to get those kind of luxuries in England unless you're living in a really kind of high, luxurious, high-so apartment in central London. Yeah, for the most part, I don't think I've ever come across that in England. So yeah, we get to enjoy the swimming pool on our days off when it's really hot. I can go to the gym for free because, you know, we've got a massive gym here. In fact, it's the biggest condo gym I've ever seen. That was one of the reasons we chose it. So yeah, so that's really good to enjoy and relax those things. It's now getting into the hot season, so it's getting hotter and hotter. Why don't I show you what the temperature is today? Bangkok is 34 degrees. But coupled with that, you got the humidity. So, you know, when you go into work, you're wearing a shirt, yeah, tie, long black trousers, yeah, shoes. It can be really uncomfortable. So you really have to kind of minimize the walking you do during the day. I would say between 10 a.m. to around 5 p.m. it's just too hot to walk outside. If you do walk for more than 5 minutes, you're just going to be drenched in sweat. So if you're going to work, that's not ideal. However, there's air conditioning everywhere. I've got air conditioning on now. There's AC in the public transport, in the shopping centres, in the offices. It's pretty much everywhere. So that's kind of mitigated. The other things I'm going to mention are kind of like smaller, more minor things, but I think it might be interesting for someone who's not lived here, or for someone who's maybe thinking of living here, to hear about those things. So I mentioned it's very crowded, and people generally Southeast Asian people, I'm not going to target one nationality, and this is not Thai bashing, by the way, people tend to walk very slowly because I think they are used to the heat. And they don't walk as quick as, say, people from Europe would do, or America. And that can get really annoying. If you're in a rush, people might be walking in kind of a group of 3 across the pavement, and you can't get past them. So there's a different kind of perception of how to do things in public, and you've just got to kind of get used to it and be patient. But when you've had a long day at work, it's really hot, it can annoy you. So I think that's pretty much it. So I hope that gave you, a kind of insight of the good and bad things as to what it's like to live in Bangkok as an expat. If you've got any comments below, if you live in Bangkok or you're thinking of moving here, please feel free to drop them below. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and stay tuned for plenty more videos, of us traveling in Bangkok, around Southeast Asia. I love to review hotels, but if there's anything else you think I should be vlogging about, please feel free to let me know. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.